Hello Year 3 and welcome to this afternoon's science lesson. Okay, our science lesson this afternoon is all about plants and we are continuing with our plants topic that we've been doing so well at in school, and I know you've really enjoyed it. I wonder what's happened to our cress at school while we've been away. Okay, it definitely hasn't been watered over the past few days. Now, in today's lesson, and it is actually our last lesson on the plants topic, when we're back in school next week, we'll start learning about our new science topic. Okay? So, today's lesson is all about how water is transported in plants. So that means how water travels through the plant. Okay? First of all, just a little recap task. What I want you to do is label the different parts of the plant. Now, we did this in school, so I'm sure you'll be experts at it, okay? Once you've labelled the different parts of the plant, or you've told somebody what the different parts are, if you don't want to write it down, that's fine. What I want you to do is say what the parts do, or what their job is, or what their function is, okay? So pause the video and have a little go at that. Brilliant. Once you've done that, what I want you to do is have a look at the answers. So these are my answers. So I said the petals, they're brightly coloured to attract insects. Okay, we talked about how plants pollinate, and the insects pollinate the plants by spreading the pollen from plant to plant. Remember we did that little game outside on the playground, spreading the pollen around each other. Okay. The stem is a really important part of the plant, and it holds the plant up and it transports the water and the nutrients, the good parts in the soil, from the soil all the way up the stem to the leaves. Okay? Now the leaves, they are really important because they produce food for the plant. Okay? And can anybody remember what the process is called where the leaves produce the food for the plant? Beginning with a P. Have a think. Okay, I'll tell you. It's photosynthesis. Remember that tricky word? Okay. And then the final part of the plant that we're talking about today is the roots. Now the roots, they hold the plant up in the ground to stop it going all wobbly and falling over. So the roots are very important too. Brilliant. Now, the main part of the lesson today then, we're learning how the water gets from the roots to the leaves. So first of all, the water and the nutrients are absorbed in the roots, right at the bottom. Okay? Then the water and the nutrients get sucked up through the stem. The stem's a bit like a straw. So imagine you were slurping on a drink. You're sucking up all the good things from the drink. That's exactly like what the stem does. It sucks up all the good things from the soil. Okay? Once the stem has done that, all the good things from the soil and the water, they then spread to the leaves. And once the water is on the leaves, okay, it leaves the leaves through a process called evaporation. And that is where the water goes into the air and leaves the plant because the plant has taken all the goodness from the water. Okay? So main thing to remember, the stem is like a straw which slurps the nutrients and the water from the soil. Okay, brilliant. Right. What I want you to do now, using this diagram here, this picture here, and the arrows, I want you to have a go at explaining how the water moves or is transported through the plant. So have a little go at that now. You don't need to write anything down, just have a go at explaining it to somebody. Okay, pause the video if you want to. Brilliant. How did you get on? Have a look now at this diagram to see if you managed to say some of these things. So first of all, it's absorbed. The water is absorbed by the roots. It's soaked up. The stem transports it like a straw, and then the water evaporates, which means it leaves the plant from the leaves. Okay, brilliant. I'm sure you did really well at that. Okay, next thing I would like you to do. And this is all about a little experiment. We would have done this experiment in school, but unfortunately we're not all together in school, so I thought it would be just as good to watch the experiment. Okay, so in this YouTube video here, you will see two ladies talking about how water is transported through the plant. And they do a little experiment to show how. You can see how it's transported. And they put some flowers called carnations. Okay, they put them into food colouring. And then over time, the food colouring, it travels up the stems of the plants into the leaves. Okay, it doesn't happen straight away, but it takes a little while, but eventually that's what's happened. Okay, so I want you to watch the video, and then I want you to have a think about how the food colouring travelled up the plant to the leaves. If you want a bit more extra explanation or something extra to watch or do, on Education City there is another Learn screen, which is a special video of explaining this in more detail. And there's also a couple of activities to have a go at. Okay, if you have any troubles logging in, just send me a message and I can get your login details for you. Okay, brilliant. Now, time for your task. So what I want you to do is I want you to make a poster to explain how water is transported in plants. And this is my example here. Now I used my computer to do it. You don't have to use a computer at all. You can just use your pens, your pencils, your crayons, whatever it is you've got at home. Okay, so I put my title, how water is transported in plants, how is water transported in plants? And then I drew a nice picture of a sunflower, because I love sunflowers, they're my favourite. And then I labelled the picture of the sunflower, explaining what happens at each part. Okay, so have a look at my example, and that should help you with yours. You don't have to draw a sunflower. Maybe you could draw your favourite flower that you like. Okay, I hope you enjoy that activity. Finally, there's a little challenge for you to have a go at if you want to. Don't worry if you don't have time or you don't want to do it. Okay, that's all right. Now, the challenge says watch the video clip again if you need to. Don't worry if you don't and you remember it. And it says write a few sentences to explain what happened in the experiment. How did the food colouring turn the leaves a different colour? So in that question, what I want you to do is I want you to explain how the food colouring travelled up the plant and got to the leaves. Okay, watch the video again for some more help if you need it. And that Year 3 is the end of today's science lesson. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the lesson. Okay, if you do have any questions about it, you're not sure about things, don't worry. We will go through it at school again next week before we move on to our next topic. Okay, fantastic work everybody. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Speak to you soon. Bye.